So welcome everybody. We're super excited for this kickoff week of Yoga Month. Just to let you know a few things about myself, I'm the resident director of the Rome Center, the University of Washington Rome Center. So we host study abroad programs that are University of Washington based. We also host a number of non-UW programs, but I've been in this role or living in Italy at least for 9 years and at the Rome Center for 7 years. I used to work in the School of Medicine and I'm also a yogi. So I lived in Seattle for almost 20 years before moving here and did my teacher training in Seattle as well as in Nairobi. I offer a weekly series with the University of Washington. So if you like what you feel here, definitely encourage you to join that series. We offer it, I think, 3 times per year. And we're going to keep it pretty slow flow, make it juicy. I really like to work on mobility and as well as stretching and strengthening. So one of my teachers in Seattle always used to say that her goal was to make you feel better coming out of the class than when you started. So I carry that mantra as well. So I will offer lots of things that you could do with your body, but the most important thing about this practice is that you listen to yourself and you meet yourself where you are today, knowing that it's not what you experienced yesterday, it's not what you hope to experience tomorrow, but it's really about understanding how you're feeling, how your body's responding, how your breath is responding, and doing and honoring where your body is. Obviously, I can't really offer modifications and whatnot since I can't see all, but do also know that salute, ciao, Fiona, that this is always about making yourself feel good, and in that vein, we never want to push to the point of pain. We want to definitely push to experience sensation, but never pain. So when you're feeling pain, that's your cue, your body's cue to step back a little bit. So with all of that said, super happy to be here and to join you. I apologize for my less than stellar background, but I'm at the school, so because I don't have internet in my home. But we'll get started. We're going to start in child's pose today. So coming with the knees as wide as your mat. And I like to untuck the toes so the tops of the feet are on the ground and bring the big toes together.
I thought this was
stretching your arms forward. If y'all could mute yourself if you're not muted, that would be really helpful. Thank you. So when you stretch your arms forward, I like to rock my hips a few times left and right just to give my low back a chance to release. And then press into the fingertips pretty actively here. Squeeze your elbows together before you rest them down onto the mat. Let your forehead or your chin rest down onto the ground and allow the belly just to fall heavy between your legs. Allow the hips to energetically press towards the heels. They may touch, they may not, it doesn't really matter. Depends on your story, your hip story. And take a few moments. I know this is a big day for all of us. And so your body may be feeling differently than normal. Your breaths may be feeling different than normal. And so taking a moment to do a body scan and checking in with yourself, asking yourself the question of how am I feeling physically? How am I feeling energetically? And what's my mood? Knowing that we show up for ourselves on the mat, regardless of the answer. That this practice is for you, regardless of the answers. Start to breathe a little bit deeper so that you can feel your rib cage expand against your legs. Start to energetically send your breath to your lower back and allow the shoulders to soften. Try to release in the jaw as well, maybe even separating your molars. And let's take 3 more big breaths here. Breathe deep into the belly, into your lower back, maybe sighing it out if you need to release a little bit more. And then after your 3rd breath, when it comes, reach your arms forward on your inhale. On your exhale, walk your hands all the way off of the mat to the left. Put your hands firmly to the ground so that you encourage your right hip to your right heel. Press your armpits down. You can rest the chin on your knee if that's accessible, or forehead to the ground. Breathe into your right side. We'll do some heart openings today. Some hip openings. And shoulder and neck release will be our focus. On your next inhale, keep your body low, come back to center. Take it to the right. So both hands press evenly to the ground. Press your left hip back down to the heel. Chin to the knee or forehead to the ground. Breathe into the left side. Can you soften the shoulders but still maintain long arms? Your next inhale, again, come back to center. On your exhale, take your left hand, or take both hands all the way to the left, and then use your inhale again to lift the hips. Bring your left hand behind you to your lower back and reach your right arm up to the sky. So it's a gentle back bend. We're trying to push the hips forward. Let your left ear drop to your left shoulder, reaching the right arm strong energetically back towards the left back corner of your mat. And then we'll do some rolling camels. So on your exhale, bring the hips down. Sweep your right arm to the right. Take it to your low back. Use your inhale to sweep left arm up. Push hips forward. Drop right ear to the right shoulder. Try to find as much opening in the left side as you can and energetically really reach that left arm up and back to the right. Try to keep your hips over the knees. And then we'll do it again. So your exhale brings you down. Use your inhale. Sweep to the left with your right arm. On your exhale, hips down, sweep the right arm to your right. Low back, lift the left arm. Keep going a few more times. Your exhales are bringing you down. And your inhales are lifting you up, opening the heart. We support the low back here with the hands. Try to find some fluidity, a sense of grace in your body as you move. Lengthening in the front body, the side bodies. Wherever you are, take another round if you need to. Ending with the left side opening after this time. We'll meet back in child's pose. Sending the arms forward, again, the hips left and right to rinse out the low back. And then use your next inhale to slide the hands back. Bring your knees underneath your hips, tucking the toes. Draw the belly in, lift the chest. So it's a counter pose for the back bend. We're in cat shape around the back of the heart, so you can't see anything because they've got a big sweater on. Shake your head no, and nod it yes. Again, press into the fingertips a whole lot, rounding the back of the heart, tuck the tailbone under. Then on your next inhale, lift your tailbone, drop the belly, and lift your chest forward, pull the shoulders back. Exhale now is your cat pose. Round the back of the heart, gaze at your navel, and inhale into your cow pose. 2 more like that as you exhale, tuck tailbone, round, let the head be heavy. Inhale back into your cow. 1 more. Exhale to your cat. And inhale to your cow. Hold there, pull shoulders away from the ears, lift the tailbone, and then walk your hands forward for Anahata Vishuddhasana, puppy pose. Elbows might rest on the ground, armpits press down to the ground, and the chin or forehead are on the ground. Heart is open here. If your knees are cranky, you can double up the mat or use a small pillow underneath each knee. Untuck your toes on your next inhale, slide your body forward, Sphinx pose. So slide the knees back, engage the quadriceps, so kneecaps lift off of the ground, and really press firmly into the forearms. Energetically, we want to pull the body forward and press the pubic bone down. Chin to your sternum here. Keep your heart space open. Drag left ear to the left shoulder, maybe lift the chin. Try to press your right shoulder away from you. We want to create space on the right side of the neck, and then bring your chin forward and down. Take right ear to the right shoulder. Press left forearm to the ground. Maybe lift the chin a little bit. And then drop chin to the sternum again. Lift the crown of the head as you inhale. We're going to take a bind, or at least play with one. So left hand over towards the right hand, so you're at about a 45-degree angle. Bend the right leg. Use your inhale, press into the left arm to reach the right arm up, and then your exhale to reach it back. You might just be reaching, if you can, bind inside of foot, and if you've got the bind, press the foot into the hand. Everybody drop left ear to your left shoulder. If you don't have the bind and you have a strap handy or a belt or a tie, you can use that. Again, opening up the shoulder, press the right thigh down to the ground. Good, and then let that go and switch. So bring the right arm to a 45-degree angle, bend the left leg, use your inhale to lift your body up, and then exhale to swing back, maybe again catching the inside of the foot. If you don't have the bind, just reach back, press the foot into the hand. If you do have the bind, press into the right forearm, everybody, and drop right ear to the right shoulder. Beautiful. Gently release that. Come back into your Sphinx pose. On your inhale, press the forearms to the ground. And then exhale, let the chest melt. Draw your hands back, tuck your toes, use your core, lift up and back to a child's pose. This time toes tucked. Again, send the hips a few times, left and right. Always want to rinse out the low back when we do back bends. Draw the belly in and lift your way up into a seated position. Try to stay on the toes or with them tucked if you can. If you need to release at any point in time, do so. Next inhale, reach both arms out wide enough high to the sky. Energetically pull elbows down as you spread the shoulder blades, or squeeze them together, excuse me. Spread the fingers wide, 2 more like that. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, cactus the arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together and down. Last time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, cactus the arms, and then take a bind behind you. So either opposite elbows or interlace the fingers. I'm gonna let you see my back so you can see what I'm doing. Lift your arms, and then take your fists over to the left. Hug left elbow in. Again, you can be with opposite elbows, and lean your left ear to your left shoulder. We want to open up the right side of the neck again. Drop your chin forward. Lift it up and back. And do that a few more times. Release. Extend the right arm long, flex your fingers, bring your left hand right behind your right ear. So it's kind of right in that bony point, your occipital lobe, pressing the right palm away from you. Start to work with the right palm in the air, maybe just little circles here. Trying to elongate and stretch the arm as long as you can. That's going to create some sensation in your right fingertips, maybe even up your arm. And then gently release that chin to the sternum again. Use your inhale, lift both shoulders up, and exhale, squeeze shoulder blades together and down. One more time on the other side, lift up, take a big inhale, exhale, cactus the arms. So inhale 2 more times, exhale to cactus. Think about mobility of your shoulder blades. We want to feel them sliding up and then sliding down. Take a bind, interlace the fingers or opposite elbows. Use your inhale to lift the arms. Exhale, fist to the right, drop right ear to right shoulder. Head is heavy. Try to pull length from the left ear down to the left neck, shoulder. And then draw the chin forward. Lift it up and back, almost like you're trying to scrape your ear across your shoulder a couple more times like that. And then release, extend the left arm. Again, try to keep it as straight as possible. Spread the fingers wide, take right hand to your left. Behind your ear, pressing into your fingertips of the right hand, pushing palm away from you. Start to work a little bit of a circle in one direction. Do it slow so you feel the sensation. Trying to lift the fingers as high as you can, maybe switch the direction. Yeah, if your toes are screaming at you, untuck them at any point in time. Release that on your exhale, chin to the sternum, both shoulders up to the sky as you inhale. Exhale, send them back and down. Bring your hands down and lift up into a forward fold at the back of your mat. Bringing the feet about hip distance apart, forward and backwards a few times on the toes before you bend the legs really generously in cross forms, touch opposite elbows. I like to take this bind ragdoll pose in order to help pull myself into a deeper forward fold. I'm literally pulling on my elbows to lengthen and side body. Head is heavy. I'm looking between my legs. Shake your head. No, not it yet. And see if you can allow your chest to rest on the sides. Allow the body to soften. Straightening out the legs only so much as your hamstrings will allow. And then release that. Hands down to the ground. Heel toe the feet together. Use your inhale, rise up halfway, lift, look forward to the top of the mat, and exhale, fold. Hands can be on the shins if you prefer. 2 more like that. Inhale, rise up halfway, lift, look forward, belly draws in, and exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, rise up just halfway. Exhale, fold. This time, push into the earth. Use your inhale, reach your arms out wide and up high to the sky. And then exhale, cactus the arms again. So working on the theme of heart opening, 2 more like that. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus, spread the fingers wide. Feel your lat muscles working for you 1 last time. On this exhale, take your hands to your lower back and bringing the thumbs to touch. Squeeze your elbows together. Push your hips forward, lift your chest. So focus more on heart opening rather than back bending. Feel energetically your heart open to the sky. Drop your head back if you can maintain your breath. And then bend the legs a whole lot on your exhale. Slide your hands down the back of your legs and grab the back of your ankles if you can. Hug elbows behind the knees if you can. Shake your head no and nod it yes. Slide your shoulders towards your hips. And then let that go. On your exhale, hands down. Use your inhale, rise up halfway. On your exhale, walk your hands forward to a down dog. Bringing the feet out now, hip distance apart, bend with one leg and then the other, walk it out. Just test the waters of how your hamstrings feel after a couple of openings, but not a lot. And then find a generous bend in the legs, lift your tailbone high to the sky so it's still down dog. But we're bending the legs, be kind to our bodies, squeeze your elbows together, shake your head no and nod it yes. On your inhale, lift the heels super high to the sky, undulate your body forward to plank pose, tucking the tailbone under, press your heels back and push the earth away from you. Then bend the legs, press chest to thighs, so turbo dog. Inhale, wave forward to plank pose again, round like a cat. This time, think cow spine as you ascend your body back to turbo dog. Last time, inhale, wave forward to plank pose. Hold there, press into the fingertips, push the earth away from you, tuck your tailbone under. Know that you are stronger than you think you are. But also listen, if your body's asking you to bring your hips or knees down to the ground, do so. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Everyone, knees down to the ground. Take a cow pose as you inhale, lift your chest. Then exhale, bring your chest between your hands. So it's Anahatavashutthaasana. It's not that, it's on a Ashtanga Namaskar, sorry. Lifting the tailbone high to the sky, squeeze your elbows in towards each other. This is a variation of Chaturanga that I love because it's heart opening and it's lengthening for the low back. Untuck your toes, slide your body forward, lift up as you inhale into a low cobra. And then exhale, take it back, child's pose. That's your reset. Bend the hips a few times, left and right. We'll do that 2 more times. We'll find flow that feels graceful in the body, or at least that's what we're going for. Squeeze your elbows together. On your inhale, lift up to a down dog. On your exhale, bend the knees, press chest to thighs. Inhale, wave forward, plank pose, round. Exhale, knees down to the ground. Inhale is your cow pose. Exhale, come forward and down. So the elbows are hugging in, chest down. Use your inhale, slide your body forward, lift up to a low cobra, and then exhale. Take it back into your child's pose, toes touch. Press the elbows down, press the shoulders down to the ground. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhale, lift up to your down dog. Exhale, bend the legs, chest to thighs. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, knees down. Inhale, cow pose, chest lift. Exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, lift up, lower high cobra. Exhale, child's pose, toes touch. This time, inhale straight away to your down dog with the hips. Lift high, heels melt down, then bend the legs, find your turbo dog, shake your head no, and nod it yes. On your next inhale, wave forward to plank pose. On your exhale, press the fingertips to the ground, drop your hips towards your wrist, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Hold there for a moment, press the heels back. Then on your next exhale, lift the hips, draw the right knee in, split between your hands. Use your right hand if you need to, bring it forward and down, bring the left knee down. Anjaneyasana is your inhale, both arms reach up high to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms. So you've got the recurring theme here. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift up, hips back. And then exhale, hips as far forward as you can. Last time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Take a bind, either opposite elbows or hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers. Lift your arms away from the hips as much as you can, and then settle into your left hip. Try to pull the ribs in. So we're trying to get deep into the hips without losing integrity of the posture. So belly pulling in, ribs pulling in will help keep you stable. On your exhale, release your right hand to your left leg. Use your inhale, left arm reaches up. We twist to the right. Support the weight of your heavy head. Bend the left arm, grab the back of your neck, and lift up and back through the left elbow. Twisting so that left shoulder is coming forward, right shoulder is moving back. Maybe walk your right fingertips up your back leg. And then on your exhale, bring the left knee elbow outside of your right knee. Hands to your heart. So if you've got them at the shoulders, press the right hand into the left in order to come into a deeper version of the twist. Pull belly to spine. Drop left ear to your left shoulder. Squeeze your inner thighs for stability here. Notice that the body's imbalanced, but you have tools to create balance. Your inner thigh strength, your right hand pressing into the left. On your next exhale, release, right hand to the right knee, left hand down to the ground. We're going to take the left foot, untuck the toes, and pivot it to the left, pressing into the top of the foot before we inhale. Lift the right knee up high to the sky. It's a hip opening position. Use your right hand, press it to the inner right knee to open up here. Press your hips to the right side of your mat. You can hold here if you want to take my side. I don't know what you call it. This next exercise, we'll do it. So use your inhale to extend the right leg and the right arm. Use your exhale, tap elbow to knee. It's oblique work. 2 more like that. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, tap elbow to knee. Last time, inhale, extend long. Exhale, tap elbow to knee. You're going to hold there. Take the right hand back to your right knee, or take the right hand to the top of the foot, knee pointing back so that you find a back bend here. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Let left ear drop to the left shoulder. The more you press into the top of the left foot, the less pressure your left knee gets. So press there. Open up your heart, the front of your right hip. And then release what you've got on your exhale. Bring your right hand down. Use your core. Bring your right foot forward outside of your right hand. Left foot naturally pivots back into place. Heel toe the right foot out so it's wide. Bring your right knee out wide. Lift your left knee off of the ground. We're on the top of the foot. So it's a lizard pose variation. Hips are low. Left knee is off of the ground if that's okay. Keep pressing into the top of the foot. Use your inhale. Lift your hips as high as you can. Still on the top of the foot if possible. Exhale, lower the hips down, heart forward. Inhale, lift up, pressing into the fingertips. And exhale, lower back down. One more time, contract your belly to lift the hips. And exhale, bring the hips down. Good, bring your left knee down to the ground. Take an inhale, lift your right arm up. On your exhale, reach it back. Find opportunity again. You can take the outside of the foot here with your right hand, pressing foot into the hand. I like to make lizard, this bound variation, super sloppy. So I like to knock my right knee out wide. I like to drop my hips as far as I can, let the left ear drop to the left shoulder. So it feels juicy, but we're still contained in the core. We still have integrity of the posture by pulling belly into the spine and pulling ribs in towards each other. On your exhale, release if you had to bind. Both hands down. Walk your body to the left foot as you inhale, sliding the hands to the back of your mat. We come into Skandasana, bending the left knee, See that your knee is pointing in the same direction as your toes. You don't want to over-rotate it. Good, and then come to the top of the mat. Dandasana there, bending the right knee, point the knee in the same direction as the toes, drop the hips as low as you can. My hands are firmly on the ground for support. Good, and then this time inhale, straighten out the right leg, center your hands underneath your face, lift the tailbone, drop your chest forward and down. So opportunities for the hands, you can leave them where they are, you can take them to the outer ankles. If you prefer binding behind your back, interlacing the fingers, you can do so. Let the head be heavy. Bend the legs as much as you need to. Make this comfortable on your hips, on your hamstrings. You might shake your head no, you might nod it yes. Good. Release your bind wherever you went. Hands to the earth. Use your inhale, rise up, halfway lift. Exhale, runner's lunge to the top of the mat. So hands flank the right foot. Bring your left knee down to the ground. Straighten out the right leg. Half Hanuman. Slide the right heel forward. I like to send my hips a few times left and right. I'm always looking for opportunities to kind of rinse out before I take the next posture. Lifting the tailbone high, reaching chest forward. So thinking about a cow spine in your body, we do an anterior tilt of the pelvis. So it's lifting the tailbone, pelvis forward to lengthen in the hamstrings, your right leg. Beautiful. Slide the right foot back, plant the foot. Hands on either side of the right foot. Lift off of that back knee again. Try to lift your hips as high as you can so you can bring your right heel to the right hip, hopefully not scraping too much. And then inhale to lift the right leg up high to the sky. You're in three-legged down dog. You can take this on your knee if you need to. Bend the right leg, stack your hips and open up. Point the knee to the sky. You'll lengthen the right side body and then take 3 big, juicy hip circles here, moving in whatever direction felt intuitive to you to start. After your third one, lift the right knee high again. You can be on the left knee if you need to. You use your exhale, right knee high to the right. Shoulders shift forward for flying plank. Inhale, rise and stack and open. Keep it slow, keep it juicy. Take it to the left. Good. Inhale, rise, stack and open last time. Exhale, bring the right foot down. Into your down dog. Let the heels be heavy, chest to thighs. Squeeze your elbows together, come down onto your knees if you need to. Otherwise, hold here and take a moment to notice the physical difference in your body that this practice created on the right side. This practice, as I mentioned, is about creating strength in the body as well as supporting mobility. But most importantly, it's about creating space in our bodies. Space in our bodies translating to space in our minds so that we have time to react in a way that honors us, in a way that honors those around us, and is less of a reaction and more of an action. Bend the legs a whole lot. On your inhale, wave forward, plank pose. Exhale, drop your hips to your wrists. Up dog, toes are tucked, pull your chest forward. On your next exhale, bend the left leg, bring it in, place foot between your hands. Right knee comes down. Anjaneyasana is your inhale, both arms reach up high to the sky. Exhale, cactus, push your hips forward, squeeze elbows down, side body, spread the fingers wide, 2 more like that. Exhale to cactus, feel your lat muscles, the side body's working as you work the arms up. Exhale this time, we're going to bind either opposite elbows or taking the hands, try to press the arms as straight. If you've got the hands, lift your arms. And then you can settle the hips forward if you can still maintain integrity of the posture, so not creating too much low back curvature, pulling ribs in towards each other. On your next exhale, release your bind. Left hand to the right leg. Use your inhale, reach your right arm up and back. Use your exhale to take the bind. Support the weight of your heavy head. Lift up through the right elbow. We're twisting to the left, taking it incrementally so that we support our low back here. Squeeze your inner thighs for balance. Good. On your exhale, bring the right knee, elbow, outside of your left knee. Hands together, press left hand into the right. You're coming out of the hips here in order to make a deeper twist in the spine. And we want to be twisting in the spine rather than focusing on the hips here. Drop right ear to the right shoulder. Pull belly to spine. Squeeze your inner thighs for stability. I've got my back toe tucked, but you can untuck your toes. And then on your exhale, bring the left hand to your left knee, right hand inside of the right foot. Untuck your toes here. Everybody pivot the right foot to the right, then press into your right fingertips to lift the left knee up high to the sky. So it's a hip opening position, and you're exactly where you need to be if this is your stopping place. Pressing the left hand into the left knee, you're using your glute to support that left leg. If you want to take the oblique work, we inhale, extend the left arm and the left leg long. Exhale, tap elbow to knee. Try to point knee as high to the sky as you can. Do 2 more like that. We inhale as we extend. We exhale as we tap. Last time. Exhale to tap here. You can either hold, bring the hand back to the knee, or catch the top of the foot, pointing the knee back behind you. So it's a back bend, pressing foot into the hand. That helps stabilize as well. Drop right ear to the right shoulder. Maybe open up the heart to the sky a little bit more. Keep pressing into your right fingertips a whole lot. Try to think about taking weight off of the wrist. All right, let that go as you exhale. Gently release left hand down. Left foot, outside of the left hand. Come forward with the hips, pivot right foot back in line with the right knee. Lift off of your right knee. Drop your left knee out wide. Drop your hips low. We're in a lazy lizard position. Keep pressing into the fingertips. Then use your inhale to lift the hips up high. Look back at your right foot. And then exhale, lower the hips, look forward. 2 more like that. Inhale to lift the hips. And exhale to lower. 1 more time. Inhale, lift them up high. And exhale, lower. Good. Bring the right knee down. Use your inhale, lift your left arm up. Use your exhale to take a bind or just reach back. So if you're reaching back, you're still finding the twist. Maybe left hand to the top of the right foot. I, again, like to make this a super lazy posture, so I really knock my left knee out wide. I drop my right ear to the right shoulder, right hip forward as much as I can, but I still am pulling the ribs into the spine so that I've got integrity here. I'm not overdoing my low back. On your exhale, release it. Left hand comes down. Walk your body back to Skandasana. So pivot the toes to point in the same direction as the knees towards the corner of the mat, bending the right leg to the back of the mat, tuck the tailbone under. Feel the belly pulling up and in, your pelvic floor lifting up and in. Slide to the top of the mat, bending the left leg, tucking tailbone under. And then on your inhale, straighten out both legs, center the hands underneath you. Toes in a little bit, heels out. Lift the tailbone this time, so look for that anterior tilt of the pelvis first. Then take a different bind than what you did if you exhale to forward fold. So if you grab the ankles, maybe grab the toes, maybe catch opposite elbows. Try to see this time where the weight is in your feet. And if you're way back, hips are way back, you're going to feel it in your heels. We want to tip the body forward so that we feel the weight. I think I said toes, but I meant heels. I don't know what I said. So we want to feel the weight in the ball mounds of our feet without crunching the toes, just leaning forward. If you are crossing palms and catching opposite elbows and your elbows touch the ground, you might feel tilt the feet in a little bit so you're actually hanging the body. I'm a big fan of tractioning the spine. But in order to do that, we've got to actually make sure that the arms aren't touching the ground. Feel each breath infusing your spine with more length. Releasing in the neck, maybe shake your head, no, not it yet. And then let that go. On your exhale, bring the hands down. Use your inhale, rise up, halfway lift. Exhale, come to the top of the mat, low runner's lunge. So left foot is forward, right knee comes down. Straighten out the left leg on your inhale, sending left heel forward as you exhale. Use your inhale, lift your tailbone, think cow spine, and then exhale, melt your chest forward towards your left foot. So getting into the hamstrings here, again, anterior tilt in order to lengthen the back of your legs, flexing the toes as much as you can. Maybe left toes out to the left if that's interesting. Beautiful. On your next exhale, slide the left foot back, plant foot, hands to the ground, shift hips forward to lift your right knee. Then we want to get the hips as high as we can, press into the fingertips. We want to try to get our physical body away from the ground before we lift the left heel to the left hip. Then we inhale, lift the left leg up high to the sky. You're in three-legged down dog. Point the toes so the leg is active and light. Then bend your lift your left leg, point knee to sky. Stack your left hip over the right. Good. Take 3 big hip circles here. Try not to move anything in the body but the left leg. After your third one, lift the left knee super high to the sky. With your exhale, left knee high to the left shoulder. Shift forward. Inhale, rise, back and open. Take it to the right, twist underneath your body, look forward. Good. Inhale, rise, back and open. This time, on your exhale, left foot down to the ground. You're back into your down dog. And now your body's even. We've done the same work on each side. Hopefully a sense of balance has been created in your physical body, if not your mind. Let the head be heavy, shake it no, not it yes. Coming down onto your knees, maybe rolling over the toes to get you there. Slide your body back to child pose. This time, send the hands back. Let your forehead rest on the ground if you can. Let the shoulders be heavy so the shoulder blades spread wide. We'll take a rabbit pose, which is a really nice counter for all the heart opening back bends we did. So take the back of your heels, or those are, the soles of your feet. Take your hands to the soles of the feet, wrapping them around the heels. Then bring the crown of the head down to the ground, as close to the knees as you can. Then use your inhale and lift the hips. And you can hear my voice is totally contracted here. So because we're constricting in the throat here, try to press your hips forward as much as you can. Slide shoulders towards your hips. This is rabbit pose. It's a great counterbalance for, again, the heart opening. And then gently release hips down to the ground. Use your inhale, lift up into a seated position, rising up vertebrae by vertebrae. And then the easiest transition in the world, just bring the hips down to the ground, swing your legs forward. Scooch forward so you find both sit bones. I often like to do it like a choo-choo train. I don't know, it sounds like choo-choo in my mind. And then take an inhale, reach both arms up high to the sky. On your exhale, reach forward. And then grab whatever's in your path. So it might be your toes, it might be your ankles, it might be your calves, doesn't really matter. Try to lift your tailbone energetically, reach your chest forward. It's Paschimottanasana. It's a big, low back opener, big hamstring opener. Try relaxing the muscles of your face as much as you can. Let the head be heavy if that feels good. Use your inhale back to Dandasana. Lift both arms up high to the sky. On your exhale, slide the right leg in, plant the right foot, and release fingers over your right shin. Then take your left hand to your right ankle. Use your inhale to reach your right arm up high to the sky. On your exhale, reach your right arm forward. Try to bring the shoulder inside of the knee. Point your thumb down. Wrap your right arm around your right leg. I promise all of our bodies do hinge like this. It is an awkward bind if you haven't done it before. Take your left hand behind you and grab what's available. That might be your clothes. It might be right hand and left hand connect. It might be right hand and left wrist connect. I like to pull my right hip all the way off of the ground in order to find a deeper forward fold. But what I'm going here for in this posture is squeezing me really strong against the right side so that my right lower back opens up. Head is heavy. Release what that was. Bring the right hand down behind your right hip. Use your inhale, left arm reaches up high. Exhale, hook elbow outside of the knee. Use your inhale to lift your heart to your left hand. Drop right ear to the right shoulder. We lengthen in the spine as we twist. Beautiful. On your exhale, release that. Bring your right knee out wide. That's your right foot inside of left thigh. Left hand inside of left leg. Use your next inhale to reach your right arm up and over, lengthening in the right side body after we compress. Taking the right hand maybe to your toes, maybe it's just reaching over, or you've got the bind option, right hand to the left side of your head. Try to rotate your left shoulders underneath the right, get long in the right side body. Good, and then inhale from that, lift up. On your exhale, right hand back where it was, behind the right hip. Sweep your left arm to the right and use your inhale, lift up. You're in a wild thing. That's not wild thing. Fallen star. Awesome. On your exhale, bring it down. We do the other side, yogis, and then we're done. So extend the right leg. Take a moment again to just feel in your body what's open, what's different. And then let's change it up. So bend the left leg, interlace fingers over the shin to plant the foot pretty close to your left hip. Right hand to your left ankle. Use your inhale, left arm high. Exhale, reach it forward, left shoulder inside the left knee. Wrap your left arm around as much as you can. Tuck it behind your left low back. Take your right hand behind you as well. You're connecting either to your closed hands or left hand to the right wrist. I fully lift my left hip off of the ground. Squeeze my knee against the shoulder, then maybe head comes down. Good. Release on your exhale, left hand behind your left hip. Use your inhale, get long in the right side, arm up. Exhale, take the twist, elbow outside of the knee. Use your inhale to lift your chest into your right hand and then drop left ear to your left shoulder. Try to make space there for the right side of the neck. Feel the hip, sit bones light on the ground. Good. Release that. Left foot to the inner right thigh, right hand down. Use your inhale, reach the left arm up and sweep it forward as you exhale. So you might be binding at the foot. You might be binding at the back of your head. You might just be reaching. We're all finding length on the left side. We're all trying to pull the right shoulder underneath the left. Last posture, use your inhale, lift up. Put your left hand right back where it was. Next inhale, reach your right arm to the back, lift your hips, open up your heart. Last time, head heavy. Exhale, bring your hips to the ground. Reach your left leg forward, find Dandasana again. Use your inhale to lift the arms. And then exhale, reach your arms forward, flex your toes, and slowly, slowly come down onto your mat. Try to come down vertebrae by vertebrae using your core to do so. Good. Once you're down on your mat, reaching your arms overhead, point your toes. Feel all the gorgeous length that we've cultivated here. On your exhale, press the low back down. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug, crossing forearms over the calves. Squeeze in tight. Rock a few times left and right. Take a happy baby. So catch the outer edges of the feet or hands to your ankles or shins. I like to push my elbows to the inner legs and press sacrum down to the ground while I simultaneously push the heels up to the sky. So we've got this opposing action of pressing low back down, pressing heels up to the sky. You'll feel that activate the hips a whole lot. Try to soften the shoulders. Make the work of pulling knees down come from your biceps and not the shoulders. And then release that. Bring your knees together, shins parallel to the ground. We're going to extend the arms wide here. So knees are over the hips, shins parallel to the ground. Press your right shoulder, right hip down. Sorry, not right hip, right hand down. And take your legs over to the left foot. We're just going to hover them. We're going to do a little bit of core work here. So flex the toes a whole lot, squeeze your knees and ankles together. Then come back up. So knees stay over the hips. Use your exhale. Bring your legs over to the right with control, just hovering them. Hover the feet, squeeze knees and ankles together. Press left shoulder, left hand down. Let's do two more like that. So inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, slow to the left, hover. Inhale, lift the legs up. Keep flexing the toes, pressing heels away. Use your exhale to take the legs over to the right. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale to the left. Hover, press right shoulder, right hand down. And then on your exhale, release. feet come to the ground, you can bring your left hand to your outer right knee. That gives you a little bit of a deeper twist. Keep right shoulder connected. Then keep your body aligned exactly where it is. Just bring your left hand underneath your head. Take your right hand now to the top of the right foot. Point the knee to the top of the mat. So one last final back bend. Pull the right shoulder away from the ear. So the left leg's at a 90-degree angle, right knee pointing towards the top of the mat. I like to pull my heel in towards my hip as much as I can, so it's a really deep quad stretch. And then release it like nothing happened. On your exhale, come back onto your back, right ankle to the left side, bringing the left knee in if that feels accessible to you. And then variations here, you can straighten out the left leg if that's interesting. I like to keep it bent, interlacing fingers across the left shin. Press the right elbow against the right knee, sacrum down to the ground. So for me, this is a real big low back and right hip opener. Try to soften the shoulders. Again, we want the action to come from the bicep. Soften the muscles of your face and the jaw. You find yourself clenching your jaw often. A great way to release tension is to lick your lips. Take the right leg around the left. Maybe scooch your shin behind the calf, arms wide again, hips right, legs left. The root of your legs. If that doesn't feel accessible, just take another easy twist with the knees stacked. Let the right shoulder soften as much as you can. And then on your next inhale, come back to center, both legs straight up high to the sky here in Viparita Karani. Roll the ankles one direction and the other. This is also a great posture to take when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you need to kind of reset your nervous system. Take your feet down to the ground, knees point to the sky. See if you can touch your heels. Tuck your tailbone under. Use your inhale. Lift your hips up. Bridge pose. I keep on promising this last heart opener, but we keep on doing more. Apparently we need a lot of that. Tuck the tailbone under. Lift your hips a little bit higher. And then draw the belly in and slowly lower down. Really try to pull belly in, round, and come down. Bring your knees as you inhale up above the hips, shins parallel, reach your arms wide. We'll do the other side, and then we're done, yogis. So tick-tock to the right, slow, slow, slow. Just hold here, letting the left side get its work. Pressing left shoulder, left hand down. And then rest your feet, rest your knees. Right hand can come to the outer left knee if you would like to get a little bit more. Press left shoulder down, knees down. Keep your body oriented as it is. Just bring your right hand underneath your head. Take your left hand to the top of the left foot. Then point your knee to the top of the mat. So squeeze your shoulder blades together here so that you're pulling the left front shoulder, your heart space open. Bringing the heel as close to your hip as you can so that you get a nice, juicy quad stretch here. On your exhale release, come back onto your back. Figure four, so left ankle to the right side. Again, you can keep the right leg straight if you'd like it, or interlace fingers over your hamstrings or shin. I like to press my left elbow against the left inner thigh in order to open up the left low back and hip more. Pull right knee in. Active flex of the left toes, softness in the shoulders. Relax again the muscles of your face. Beautiful. And then release that. Garuda is the last one. Left leg around the right. Hip left, maybe shin tucked behind the right calf. Bring your legs over to the right. Pressing left shoulder down. Feel the length and the stretch and the opening down your left side. If this is too much, again, your options are just bringing left knee on top of the right or undo the hook of the lower part of your leg. Beautiful. Release that. Come back onto your back. Inhale, both legs straight up high to the sky. Viparita Karani, resting restorative posture. Roll your ankles one direction and the other. Plug your knees into your chest again. Cross arms over the calves. Squeeze in tight. Rock a few times left and right. Take another happy baby. Catch the outer edges of the feet. Pull knees down. Push heels up. If you feel like you've got a little bit more hip mobility here, this is awesome to do. You sit at a desk all day long. Play with extension of one leg. You might need to regrip around your right calf. That's okay. Which leg is extended. Bring the other leg back in. And maybe flirt with extending both legs. I like to take my hands to my inner thighs and just kind of wrap my hands around my hamstrings for support. You can also take your hands underneath you and support the weight of your legs. The more you point the toes, the more active the muscles of the legs are, so they help support what you're asking your hips to do. There's a lot going on in this posture because our legs are heavy. We're using gravity to help open up the hips. And I've got a relatively neutral pelvis here, so I'm not tucking the tailbone under too much. I'm also definitely not doing an anterior tilt of the pelvis. Wherever you are, bring the bottoms of the feet together and rest your feet on the ground, bringing them forward enough that you can soften in the hips. Slide your hands to your hips, pressing the hips down, giving yourself your own little adjust. And then I like to take my hands to my thighs, so palms pressing to the tops of my thighs, so not from the top, but the actual top, pressing the thighs forward towards the top of the mat. Hopefully that's clear. But what this helps to do is traction the low back, which is super nice. We're our own best assist. We know how much pressure we want. So again, hands are not on top of, or not on like pressing down towards the ground, but they're pressing forward to the top of the mat. And then release if you have that traction. Bring your left hand to your heart. Rest your right hand on your solar plexus, just below your wrist. Try to soften the shoulders so much that you can allow the elbows to rest on the ground, allow the hips to open a little bit more. Go ahead and close your eyes down, soften in the jaw. Try to soften in the muscles of your face, looking especially between your eyebrows for tension, in your temples for tension, in your jaw. Let's all take a collective breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Two more like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more. If Supta Baddha Konasana is serving you and you want to stay, do so. Otherwise, press your low back down, extend the legs forward. Again, reach your arms overhead. Find a full body stretch, pointing and flexing the toes a few times. And then bringing the legs out as wide as your mat and let the arms come down along your side bodies. We're making kind of a snowman shape, a star shape with the body. Let the palms flip up to face the sky. Tuck your tailbone, adjust the shoulders, and soften everything here, letting everything go. We allow ourselves an important moment of release here in Shavasana, where we incorporate the elements of the practice, we integrate the elements of the practice in our bodies. We focused on heart opening and hip opening and releasing in the shoulders and in the neck on purpose. And maybe we feel that when we've released tension in our body, we can approach ourselves. We can approach each other. And we can approach the world with a little bit more kindness. With a little bit more spaciousness in our hearts, in our minds, in our reactions. We can remember to take a breath before we speak. To take a pause for ourselves. Allow the body to feel really heavy here. That heaviness creating a sense of grounding and rooting. Taking 3 more slow, deep, and loving breaths for your body. And when you're done with those 3 breaths, reaching your arms overhead again, stretching the legs long, feeling the energizing opening of the full body stretch. Hugging your knees into the chest on your next exhale. Giving yourself a big hug. You've shown up for your body. You've shown up for your breath. You've shown up for this community today. And then making your way up into a seat whenever you feel ready, if you feel ready. Otherwise, stay right where you are. If you have risen up into a seated position, bring your hands to heart, to Anjali Mudra, and bow down. We bow to the power of this practice. We bow to the power of space. We bow to the power to make the choice to show up for ourselves, for our breath and for our body. I wish you all as much calm and patience and space in your bodies, in your hearts, and in your minds that you can allow. Thank you so much for joining me, and please feel free to join me anytime online. Everyone's super welcome. I forgot to mention in my introduction, I have a yoga studio as well. So it's called CEM. Check it out. Come visit me in Rome too.